Today is October the 6th, and this is part 44 of our study of the ministry of Jesus. Now remember, we're not studying about the teachings of Jesus. We're studying about the deeds of Jesus, what he did and where he went. And we're trying to do it in some sort of chronological order. Sometimes that's difficult, but we're trying. So yesterday we saw Jesus was over at the vicinity of Tyre and Sidon. Well, today he comes back, and it says he came by the coast of Decapolis, which was 10-city area in Syria. But he came to the Sea of Galilee, and there was multitudes of people that came out, and they brought all kinds of sick people. And Jesus was healing them, and they brought a man that was deaf and couldn't speak plain. Well, of course, if you can't hear, you don't know how words are pronounced, and so you would not speak plain. So they brought him to Jesus and asked that Jesus heal him. So Jesus put his fingers in his ears. Then it says Jesus spit and touched his tongue. What that's about, I don't know, but that's what happened. And immediately the man could hear and could speak plainly. Another miracle that Jesus worked to prove that he was who he claimed to be, the Son of God, Messiah. Then Jesus looked around and saw all these people, and he said to the disciples, he said, "These people have been following me for 3 days and hadn't had anything to eat." He said, "If we send them away now, they may pass out on the way home because some from come a long distance." So he said to give them something to eat. And they said, "Well, how are we going to get enough food out here in the wilderness where we are? There's no towns around here. How are we going to get enough food to feed all these people?" What a short memory they had. It has not been very long ago that Jesus fed 5,000 men beside the women and children, and they were all there and saw it. And now they're saying, "What are we going to get?" And so Jesus said to them, "How many loaves do you have?" They said, 7. "And a few little fish." Doesn't say how many, but he said they're small fish. So Jesus said, "Have the people sit down." So the people sat down, and Jesus took these 7 loaves and a few fish, looked up, and gave thanks, blessed them, which is what we should do every time we eat, is we should thank God for what he's given us so much, blessed us so much. So we always be careful to thank God for what we have. So then he gave it to the disciples, and they took and distributed food and fed 4,000 beside the women and children. And they were all full, and they took up what was left over, 7 baskets full. Now this is different than the feeding of the 5,000. They took up 12 baskets full there, took up 7 basketfuls here. What they did with it, I really don't know. But these 2 feedings was not all that far apart. I'm not sure exactly how far apart, but it's not years, it's weeks maybe. And Jesus again blesses and multiplies, which again reminds us that when we have little to give, God can take it and can multiply it and use it. There's a song that I enjoy. It says, "Little is much when God is in it." So whatever we have today, whether it's much or little, if we'll give it to the Lord, he can take it and he can multiply it and he can use it for his glory. Well, that's it for today, feeding the 4,000 men beside women and children today. Well, join me in the morning and we'll continue on with the ministry of Jesus. Until then, I hope you have a fantastic day today.